If your oven isn't heating but has a working display and stovetop, then it could be one of several problems. The control board sends 120 volts through both sides of the heating elements. Once the oven is preheated, the control board monitors the temperature sensor. It will cycle the elements on and off to maintain the cooking temperature. Now, if the temperature sensor fails, it will prevent both the bake and broil elements from heating. When it fails, you usually get an error code. For Whirlpool models, this will likely be an F3E0 or an F3E1 code. At Frigidaire and General Electric models will show an F3 or an F4 code. If you're unsure, then check your oven manual. Additionally, a faulty control board might fail to send power to the elements. Also, some models will use a thermal fuse or a high limit switch, which will cut power if the oven overheats. Keep in mind, there is some variation between models, and not all ovens will have the same parts. You can enter your model number on the Reliable Parts website. This can be helpful to show you which parts are in your oven and where they are located. If needed, you can see more detailed troubleshooting in the videos linked below. Always be safe and disconnect the power at the breaker and unplug it from the receptacle. The thermal fuse should be located near the bake or broil element terminals. The fuse can be tested for continuity with a multimeter. A continuity test will determine if there's a continuous path for electricity to flow through. Set the multimeter to the ohms or resistance with tone setting. Now place the probes on each terminal. If the fuse is good, the multimeter should display between 0 and 1 ohm. If the multimeter doesn't show a reading or doesn't beep, then there is no continuity and the fuse should be replaced. Oven sensors are heat-sensitive resistors, also known as thermistors. These sensors have a different resistance at different temperatures. Locate the sensor on the back of the oven. It's usually near the broil element off to either side. Now, disconnect the wires. Next, set the multimeter to the resistance setting and adjust the range if needed. At room temperature, you should get a resistance of around 1100 ohms. If the reading is significantly off and is under 1000 or over 1200 ohms, then the sensor is faulty and should be replaced. As well, if there is no resistance and no continuity, then the sensor should also be replaced. If you have eliminated all other problems and the oven still won't heat, then it could be a problem with the control board. First, do a visual inspection of the board. If you see any charred or blackened spots, then it's a good sign that there's a failed component or short circuit in the board. If you had a power surge recently, then that could be the cause. As well, double check that all the wire connectors are secure, as a loose connection can prevent power from going to where it's needed. Overall, these boards are pretty simple to replace, but are non-returnable after installation. So if you're not sure that the control board is faulty, it's best to call a professional. If you found this episode helpful, then subscribe to our channel. And when you need a replacement part, you can get it online or in one of our Reliable Parts locations. Thanks for watching.